Welcome to another episode of A Perspective. I'm your host, Ivor Williams. Today, I have Kendall, I have Zakira, I have Miss Pretty, and I have Ted. And today, we're going to talk about something a little serious today. I want to talk about with all the school shootings that are happening in this day and age. I hear about people saying that they should arm teachers, they should arm principals, they should have guns in the school. So I want to talk about, what do y'all think about the idea of teachers or administrators having weapons in the school? So I'm going to start. Let's start with Ted. Ted, what do you think about it?
Teachers or administrators or both?
Both.
What's the
Either
question?
one. Teachers.
Teachers, that's ridiculous. I have children.
Mm-hmm.
I go to parent-teacher conferences. These are small people. These are not intimidating people. These are not people who you want to have a weapon walking around, even in the larger perspective of trying to protect our children.
Okay.
Administrators, maybe so, maybe not, but with an extensive background check and routine background checks following up those background checks. Okay.
All right. Zakira, what you think?
My vote is teachers should not have weapons because I've had too many teachers blow up. Like, they're kind of explosive on edge. They could be having a bad day at home, and then we come to work, set it off, kids poking them the wrong way, really getting on their nerves, and then they just explode and just start threatening people with guns. And no, teachers they have too many skill sets that they have to do, but being a guardian and a warrior is not one of
them. For
$40,000.
Right. That's true. Kendall, what you think?
I don't think teachers should have guns at all. Maybe like Taylor was saying, maybe the administrators with some background check and actually a proper training program for the administration, but I don't think teachers should have guns at all, really. Maybe the administrators just in case, but like she said, teachers, students, when I was in school, students kind of did pro on their teachers, so something maybe could pop off. So maybe the administrators would be there to maybe prevent that from happening if they were to carry a weapon.
Okay. All right. What do you think, Miss Pretty?
I think that wanting teachers to have guns and things like that is just shifting the blame.
Okay.
So instead of the government focusing on the security level of the school system, they're going to place the blame on the teachers. So working for a corporate attorney, you have to have a badge to get in the door. You have to see security to get through a gate. Apartment complex, you have to dial a code. So why can't the schools shift from focusing on the teachers and saying, who are we letting into our schools?
True.
How secure are our schools? How easily can anybody walk into our schools? So if they shift to the school system and all of the kids have a badge to get in the door, or, the teachers have a certain security level, you won't have those random people coming in.
Right.
And you can also, just like when you walk into any judicial system or something, they always have metal detectors.
Right.
So if you put that at the door, you might alleviate some of the problem versus having every teacher have a gun.
Okay. I mean, that's a common sense approach. So I feel like, and that was going to be my second question. So, I feel like they are shifting the blame to the teachers, and you want the teachers to, keep your kids. You want them to, teach your kids. You want them to babysit your kids. Now you want them to shoot a kid if they come into the school, and which can have just other ramifications itself. So what are some other, besides like an alarm, for a weapon, have a weapon detector at the door. What are some other common sense approaches to thwarting, school shootings or any shooting in a public place? So, but we'll concentrate on schools just for the sake of the subject. So, Ted, what do you think?
Well, first of all, one more point on teachers. Oftentimes in these mass shooting instances, teachers are giving up their lives to save these children. They don't have weapons, but they're throwing themselves in front of these shooters on multiple occasions that are documented. They are willing to die for these children. We just don't need to get to the point where we're arming them. Now, what was your question again?
Like, what are some other common sense approaches to stopping school shootings from happening? Is it a way to stop a random kid from coming into a school and firing at random at children?
The first thing we have to do is start having a macro conversation and kind of confront xenophobia, meaning within the context of xenophobia, we're unwilling to talk about our flaws. We have a record level of mental illness combined with a record level of access to automatic weapons. And in the first, where are we, in the third month of the year, we've had more mass shootings in the United States in the first 3 months of 2018 than the rest of the world combined in the last 20 years. Let's talk about that. Let's not be xenophobic. Let's be honest, because as a parent, I'm honest about my children. It makes me a more effective father. Be a more effective citizen by being honest about who we really are as a country.
Gotcha. Okay. And Kendall, what you think?
To be honest, I'll piggyback off what he said. I think that you have to address a bigger problem to get to the smaller problems, because two different things, like you were saying with the illness and the accessibility to weapons, is causing for bad problems. So if you address maybe not a student by student basis, but if a teacher recognizes something going on with the student, maybe address it then instead of letting it prolong and then something bad could happen down the line.
Now that can be, that could be a slippery slope, because especially with us, sometimes we're like, we don't want our children to be labeled, because teachers are quick to say, well, he got ADHD, or, just quick to label them, put them in a class, but you have to make sure that you are, doing it correctly, maybe talking to the parent first, and I think more along the lines of parents saying something, speaking up, because they're the first line. They're on the first line. They see their kid at home. Yeah, so they're with them. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. Zakira, what do you think?
I would say more resource officers, because people focus so much on inner city schools, but totally forget what's going on in the suburbs. And it's not necessarily the kids that are inner city that are focused on blowing up the school or shooting up the school, but these suburban schools as well. So more resource officers, I guess, but it still comes back to the parents talking to their kids and really knowing what's going on with their kids. Because I know I went through a season of depression, like extreme depression, but my mom was right there with me the whole time. And, I never thought about blowing up a school or shooting up a school, but that's because that connection with my mom and feeling like somebody cares. So really just nurturing these kids, but also having resource officers available in case something really does happen. Okay.
And Ms. Pretty, I know you said, to have the actual, detectors at the door. So I'll skip that one. Do you have any other one that you want to add, like common sense approach to stopping gun violence in schools?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up. They have so much security to get in an airport. What's the difference between the school systems if you're steadily seeing these types of shootings?
That's true. So
the resource officers have to be willing to act. Unlike in Florida, he was
true.
there,
and
all these kids got shot, and no incoming to the shooter from the resource officer. Where were you, bro?
Right. That's true.
And has this even happened in the urban setting yet? Yeah, I'm knocking on wood, because everything that we don't think is going to happen happens in 2018. But it seems like a white suburban exclusive issue in terms of mass shooting. We've been dealing with each other popping off on each other since I was a kid. That's not new. I personally knew people who were shot in Red Oak. I'm from Southside when I was 11, 12 years old. But I'm talking about mass shootings, deranged children come. Has that happened in the black area? I don't think so. Not to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Not on the scale of, not like, what happened in Florida. No, not that I can think of. But so we'll get off of that. But on a similar subject, so recently Delta withdrew its support for the NRA. And, the Lieutenant Governor, Casey Cagle, was trying to withdraw tax savings for Delta in excess of I think, like $50 million.
He did do it.
They did it?
He did do it.
Okay. So my thing is, with Republicans, they always talk about limited government, but in this case, this was not limited government at all. They definitely overstepped their bounds. And NRA is just I don't know what kind of, it's a National Rifle Association, but they in no way, form are a governmental organization, or should be. So I wanted to know y'all thoughts of, when companies pull away from the NRA, do you think it was right for the lieutenant governor and the governor to step in and place those to take away those tax breaks for Delta as a private company, as a company? So let's start with Ted. Go ahead.
The governor seems to be a bit of an undercover centrist. I think he was dealing with a situation that was put on his table that he would have rather not have had to deal with. Casey Cagle is an aspiring governor, and he's looking to kind of ingratiate himself to Trump-like voters. You probably can carry Georgia if that's who you are and that's who you're appealing to.
Yeah. Anywhere outside of the perimeter, you definitely have to be Trump-esque.
But see, now they're doubling back and trying to walk laterally on those comments. Not necessarily walk back, but walk laterally, because it was introduced to them that might have cost Georgia 50,000 Amazon jobs.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
And what they presented was, well, Amazon will know that we are a diverse state. When Amazon says they value diversity, draconian, conservative gun worshippers is not one of the categories in that group.
Correct.
So that would be what I have to say about it.
Okay. Ms. Pretty, what do you think?
Honestly, I don't keep up with politics like the rest of the world. Coming in as an immigrant to this country and recently becoming a citizen probably 2-3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Prior to, I could not vote. I couldn't do any of that stuff. So I totally blocked politics out. Wow. And it's just a personal thing because I felt like it was an injustice to me coming in under my mom. Whole nother story, but no.
Let me talk about it. Let's talk about that then. I mean, as someone... So how long have you been here?
Oh, that's the funny part. I've been here since 87.
So you've been here since 87. Please, okay, let's get on that. Let's talk about that. So expound on that.
So I've been here since 87 because my mother brought me here.
Okay.
When my mother brought me here, she had to fill out whatever paperwork needed to be done for me to come here. You have to renew it every so often and all this stuff. But my mom did not renew those papers when she was supposed to.
Oh.
So when I'm growing up, my mom's saying, oh, you better not get in trouble because you'll get deported. And I'm like, she's joking. I've been here since forever. So when I get to college, mind you, I'm graduating high school with honors. I've taken AP classes, all this stuff.
Right.
I get to college. Oh, you can't get the Hope Scholarship.
Wow.
You can't, get these certain things because you're not a legal citizen. I'm like, wait a minute, what you talking about? Like, I've been here, like, I've been in high school. I don't even have an accent. Like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, no, because a paper wasn't filed.
Oh, man.
So you basically saying, I was borderline about to be damn deported, honestly. But they had to look back and see that it was because of my mom, and it was a whole long battle for somebody that's been here, no criminal record, graduating with honors, taking all types of AP class. None of that mattered.
Wow.
None of it.
She's not interested in politics, but that's a perfect segue. She'd probably be highly interested in what's going on with those dreamers.
That's I was going to say.
Identical situation.
Right.
Kids growing up here in the society, interwoven into the society, and being asked to leave potentially.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that is, and maybe that could thrust you into politics just on that basis for other, dreamers or people who've been here, grew up here, been here their whole life, was born here.
Oh, yeah.
But just because, they're, quote unquote, undocumented.
Well, dreamers weren't born here. Dreamers were brought here as children by an adult who came in illegally and grew up here and, cultivated a relationship with the culture all the way through school and secondary school and jobs, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
I wasn't born here. I was brought here. All that stuff.
But if Trump had his way and the Republicans, they would deport people like you.
That's some bullshit.
Well, she's a citizen now, thankfully.
Yeah,
thankfully, yes. Yeah, I was just saying, people who've been here, most of their lives, still he wants to. Yeah, so stupid shit. What are your thoughts?
On immigration?
Yeah.
I just love people. America was built off of intercultural and multicultural relations. And for us to be so pro-white in 2018, it's like ridiculous just because everybody's culture matters. And people, especially dreamers, they were not forced to come here, but they live here.
Right.
They are a part of our society. And I think the main thing with people that are afraid of immigrants is the fact that these low-income jobs that people really don't want, or things that aren't really important. If you're advancing, you should want other people to have the same opportunity that you have. But to just be so closed-minded in the fact that, oh, this is ours. But America was built off of sharing everything. Like, everybody contributed something. And there's just so much to learn from these, I guess you could say, collective cultures. So, it's so much community, but there's so much there's so much division just because of this whole immigration policy. So it sucks. And just it sucks. People are having to make life-changing decisions on go back to my country or stay here where I know everybody. I know the ins and outs of, Georgia, of the United States, and then go back home.
Something that's unfamiliar to them because they've been here most of their lives. Kendall, what do you think?
On the immigration?
Yes.
I just recently had a good friend, one of my best friends. He actually, I think the company's called ICE, was the company to the immigration. He had some paper issues as well, and he was sent to jail for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years. And he had to get out that. The time when they're doing the paperwork, he was from Venezuela. And his family's been here forever, 1997. And he was locked up while they were doing some paperwork, and they actually sent him over there. They were gonna ban him from the United States for a long time.
Like, did he commit a crime or something?
They just find out his paperwork and green card and all that stuff.
So they put him in jail for a year and a half for that?
They put him in jail while they're figuring out the situation. Wow. And then had to go to court. We had to do a bunch of money, and he finally got out about a year and a half ago, and everything's straightened out. So, I mean, I know a lot of people from different ethnicities. And I'm saying, as long as, I think everybody should have an equal opportunity to live here.
Agree.
Do their dream. As long as your paperwork's straight and you have to do all the legal stuff, I think everybody should be allowed to come in and do what they want to do with their life.
Well, I definitely agreed. I think the immigration system as a whole needs an overhaul. It's definitely, with situations like Vanessa's, like, it definitely is a situation where a more common sense approach to it would definitely be better. I mean, because if someone's been here since '87, like, they are a citizen. To me, they are a citizen. They are well entrenched in our culture, and if they're not a criminal, I have no problem with them being a part of this society. And even if they are, I mean, we have and they pay their debt to society. That's how it should be for me. That's what I feel. So let us know how you feel in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe to the page, A Perspective. Let us know what you feel about immigration, what you think about gun laws, what you think about teachers. They're trying to say teachers should have guns. Personally, I feel like, teachers shouldn't have guns because I feel like more black boys and girls will end up being shot. I mean, that's my personal opinion. But let us know what you think. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Perspective. I'm your host, Ivor Williams. Peace.